Hello there, my Leo gang. This is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald, bringing you your monthly reading for December 2021. I'm not really sure what's happening here with my camera, so hopefully this is going to work for us. As we get started here, as always, I use the traditional Rider-Waite deck. That's my go-to deck. If you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button below and the bell so you're in the know of all the new amazing content as it is released. So when I step into your energy, Leo, what I'm really feeling here is that there's an energy of a little bit of a stubbornness, something taking hold of you, maybe feeling like you're a little bit weighed down, and it's a time for you to really dig your heels in because there's going to be a lot of changes coming up, but this is going to be good stuff. This is going to be good changes for you, okay? So looking into the first through the fourth, that first week in December for you, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, we have the Nine of Swords. So with this, I really feel as though there is an energy of anxiety, worry, something keeping you up at night, but I do feel as though this is an energy where you could be worrying about something for nothing, okay? I feel like you are concerned and crying, maybe a little bit frightened or fearful, grabbing into that fear energy, and it's almost like Spirit wants to say, listen, there's something that you're not seeing. If you want something to cry about, I'll give you something to cry about. I feel like there's that, old adage that probably when we grew up, we heard that at some point from our parents, right? So there's a little bit of discipline coming in here from Spirit, right? There's something that you're not seeing. Be open to seeing things from another perspective. Be open to see things that are coming in for you, and really try to troubleshoot things on your own, doing some problem solving. Don't get caught up in that anxiety, that worry, that fear, because you're going to get sitting into that victim mentality and have your own pity party, and things are going to keep going and happening around you, and you're going to miss an opportunity as a result of that, okay? So understand that that's part of that Taurian energy that I feel when I tap into that energy for you, Leo, this month. I feel like there's this stubborn energy that you're grabbing onto and you're digging your heels in, getting stuck in the mud, and there's no need for you to do that. There's a need for you to try to remain open as you navigate this month, okay? Because big changes are on the horizon for you coming into next year. As we move into the 5th through the 11th for you, we have the 8 of Cups with the Temperance. So really making some big changes. Now I love, if you've probably heard this a million times from me, but I love the 8 of Cups. This is actually my favorite card of the whole deck. This is one where you're walking away from something that is no longer feeling fulfilling for you, but you're looking for that last 2 cups, those last 2 cups to make your full set of 10 cups to make you truly happy, your full fulfillment, right? So you're looking and you're going out in the search of something better, something new and different. And so we have the Temperance here with that, okay? So what I feel with this is it's going to be the week that starts to usher in some of these changes for you in terms of what you're going to be gravitating toward as you walk into the new year. Now, I feel part of this is a feeling of a little bit of an emotional stagnation, right? You feeling like, gosh, whatever the situation is, it's just not resonating with me anymore, or I'm not feeling like it's bringing to me this emotional fulfillment that I was once getting from it. And so you're going out in search of something better. And as we talk about that, I do feel like there's an energy with this where you might be having some small talk, right? Some conversations with other people, or maybe one specific other person, where this is just small talk. So it's like surface level, just barely scratching the surface. It's not really getting to any emotional depth. It's not real conversation. You're not hitting, any real hot button issues. You're not getting to the real core of what the issues are. And so you're just maintaining. And so things are being left unsaid. Things are like, these energies are building, and there's going to be more and more resentment. And at some point, this is going to be like a powder keg. Things are going to explode. And so not only that, there is a bit of a mental stagnation as well, because when you are just doing surface level, you're just maintaining, you're just being superficial, you're just getting by, there is nothing that's going to keep you, keep you coming back for more conversations, keep you wanting more conversations with this person, right? There's a feeling like, I'm gonna just let that go, right? And so you really want to make sure that, when you're making that decision to walk away from that, you know what you want, you know what you're going for, you know why you're leaving, and that this person also understands that. Because maybe you've been trying to have those conversations and it falls by the wayside. It's not reciprocated, and that's what I'm really feeling with that. Now, I do feel, whether this is on your behalf or the other person, that this is a bit of a self-sabotage, right? This is a pattern that's being repeated in the energy for either you or that person, in which there is this feeling like I'm not going to invest anymore because I'm not invested. Okay, so if you are not invested, that's okay if you want to maintain surface level, right, with that person, as long as you have not decided to rely on that relationship for emotional support or to go any further, right, than that, right? If you've ended things, or you've ended that business relationship or that emotional relationship, whether it's an actual partnership, if you've ended that and you're just maintaining superficial, stuff because you have to have contact with that person frequently, you see them often, something like that, that's different. But I do feel that the self-sabotage at some point is going to, whether it's that other person, they are going to have to confront that fear of success, that feeling of, I don't want this to go any further, because it's them not wanting to have a true connection because they fear getting hurt. Okay? So moving into the 12th through the 18th, Three of Pentacles in reverse comes out. We have for Leo. Now, I do feel the word separate comes in, right? Where there will be a calling it quits, right? So when you have this in the upright, you're working as a team, you're building big things, you're doing really well, right? So when it comes out in the reverse, I do feel like there is a separation, calling it quits between one or another. Now, I do feel as though what you're hoping for in moving forward is something that's a little bit more tangible, where you can actually see the results of the effort and all that you're putting into this, right? So I feel like, what I hear with that, it's a country song. Gosh, I think it was Toby Keith, where it's like, if it's something you can feel and something you can touch, well, then maybe you'd believe in all that stuff, right? You're craving depth, though, and that's really what I feel with that. There's this like ethereal aspect to life that you just, even if you can't really put your finger on it and touch all of those things, but the effort that you're putting in to bond with somebody else and to have that connection with somebody else, you feel it pays off, because you see it come in, and this person supports you 100%. They listen to you, and you want something that's deep, like this real deep connection. You're craving that depth. You're craving these deep emotional conversations. And so far, you haven't found that. And if you have, it's been very short lasting. And so I want you to know that, you feel like you're being cheated, right? And you understand that, like, there is a workforce to this, right? Like, there has to be a lot of work put in, and not just on one party behalf, right? Like, both parties have to put into this in order for this to work, right? So there's an inner work that has to be done on both parties' behalf, right? So facing demons, facing fears, breaking generational curses. We talk about all of those things because you do have to really step up to the plate and do what you need to do in order to overcome some of these barriers, overcome some of these things that have been happening repeatedly in your life, to change the dynamic, change the way things are working out, change the outcome. And so moving forward, perhaps this is something you've done and this person has not. Whether this is, this could be a business partner, this could be in a work situation. I feel this is more of a romantic situation. But I do feel like moving forward, you're going to be understanding that, like, in this situation, I know something just was not quite right, okay? And so you're honoring that, and moving forward, you have like this new inner drive to propel you. You have this like new passion. It's almost like you're going to be creating this new life for yourself, and you're going to be seeking that in other people. Like, what drives you? What's your why? You're going to be asking different questions of your partners, of people coming into your life, and questioning their motives in a whole new way. And maybe not even directly, just observing, taking it all in, right? Questioning them in different ways. And so you'll start to see some of these results become a little bit more tangible, because the quality of person that you'll start to attract as a result of the work that you've done is going to be different, right? You're going to be attracting someone who is more like you. And so the energy has changed, and so the energy of the person that will now be attracted to you will be different. And so that's a beautiful play on that energy. So that person will meet you where you're at. You likewise will meet that person where you're at, right? And so you've leveled up. And so this, what you're coming out of, it might not resonate for you anymore, and that's okay. So moving into the 19th through the 25th, we have the 9 of Wands. A little bit of a guard up, right? Kind of looking over your shoulder like, man, I've come a long way. And you know what? It's okay to have your guard up a little bit. I think it's good to have your guard up a little bit. When you're not going to let people in, that's when it gets a little dicey. But it's okay to have your guard up a little bit, and make sure that you know somebody's true intentions before you start to really allow people to come into your space and time and your energy and take up your time and energy, right? You're valuable. Your time is worth something. Your energy is worth something. You bring a lot of value to the table. And so it's accompanied with the 5 of Cups with the 3 of Swords. Now these two came out together. So looking back on the past, kind of like grieving the past a little bit, know that there are 2 cups that are standing behind this person. That is an opportunity for new, better things coming in. You haven't quite realized that yet. That's okay. You're still grieving the past self, the past situations, overcoming that, right? A little bit of disappointment, a little bit of heartbreak for what you've been through, where you've been. And also now, as you release this, you'll be open to that new opportunity as it comes in. What I feel for you for the 19th through the 25th, Leo, is, there's going to be a little bit of feeling like your energy is a bit scattered, where you might get a little bit overwhelmed really easily. It's important to try to keep yourself grounded throughout this, because we actually get outside, be outside in the fresh air, in the outdoors, play in the snow. It's snowing here today. Carrying a crystal with you can help you with that if you're carrying that throughout the day. Taking an Epsom bath, getting your hands in the water, that works wonders for me, just connecting with the water. But I think that just plays on my Scorpio Ascending. So, whatever works for you in terms of helping to keep you grounded. If it's working for you, then I say do that. But I feel like you might have to kind of catch yourself where you're like feeling short fused, or feeling like you're constantly having to gravitate back to the task at hand, right? Like you're getting distracted really easily. Things like that this week, okay? But make sure that you're taking time, of course, throughout all of it to get your energy, right, whether that's exercising, meditating, things like that. Just keep refocusing as much as you need to. I do feel like with that guard up, it's important for you to understand that you already know your worth. You know what you want. And when I talk about knowing your worth, it's you've already deciphered what it is that you want. You've already deciphered what you don't want. It is now about taking that action forward and saying, this is what I stand for, this is what I don't stand for, and putting that in place in terms of having boundaries in your life. When you start doing that, putting that into your life, carrying that over into your life, not just saying this is what I want, but putting that boundary in place, saying that's not acceptable, that's not okay, that's a no, and implementing those boundaries, saying that's an unacceptable way to treat me, that's when Spirit kind of ushers in new energies, right? New people, new opportunities, because it will be a match to that, an energetic match to that. So right now, this week is going to be really important for you, Leo, in creating space around helping yourself to level up to that, bringing that into your physical reality. How are you implementing those boundaries? How are you creating space around knowing your worth, and how are you bringing that into your every single day? Are your actions and your words aligned to what you want, and knowing your truth and staying in your truth, right? Now, I do feel with this that you're going to maybe feel a little bit like things are falling away from you, like people or situations are leaving you. It's okay. Okay, I want you to know that this is okay. That part of this is the process. When you start to level up, things will fall away. People will fall away. What it is doing is creating space for people and situations that are meant to be for you, right? So there will be a little bit of a loss with that. Understand that that's the part of the process. We're creating space for new and better, new and improved version of you, okay? So with this, I feel like you're going to go on to prosper, okay? Now, I do feel like it's like a mature fruit, right, on a tree. Like eventually, if that mature fruit, whether it's an apple or whatever, if that's not picked off of the tree, it'll eventually fall to the ground, right? So like things will fall away. So if you're not making the active choices to align yourself with situations and people that are vibrating higher and meant for what is, what you are deserving of, or what you're worthy of, things will eventually fall away, or, they will like radiate out of your life because they're no longer meant for you anyways. But we want you to start to try to take some of those action steps that you need to get yourself into that space. It's a little bit more empowering, right? So just like that mature fruit, things will fall away, right? You've grown, you've matured, and you're in that space now. So, there's a need to forgive yourself for past trespasses, right, to your own energy and to what you allowed yourself to settle for. There's a need to forgive others for their trespasses against you as to how they have treated you, right, because they didn't know better. And so allowing yourself to forgive so you can fully release that energy as you step into this new version of you is just going to be part of that process, and it's going to be a beautiful process for you of transformation. So I do feel with this too, you could find something out this week in terms of, I get that phrase like loose lips sink ships, where you could find something out that happened. It might be a little bit hurtful for you, and that could be part of that process of something or someone falling away from you, or you implementing that boundary and saying that's not okay. But again, understand that this is a divine intervention for you, okay? This is meant to create space for new and better, and I'm getting chills with that, okay? Moving into the 26th through the 31st, we have the Justice card with the Death card. Now, with this, I really feel the word wonky comes through. Maybe this is a word that you use all the time, but it's interesting because Hanukkah is upon us, or is coming up. I'm not sure the exact dates, but Spirit used a dreidel, has shown me a dreidel, those little spin top things. And that's what they showed me, like you're off kilter just a little bit. That's what they mean by you feeling wonky, where you just feel like you're a little bit off center, where you might be feeling a little bit defeated. But there is an energy this week that's coming in with that Death card. right? This just justice card, right? Like there's a balance of the scales there, but this death card is beautiful because you can see the sun in the background of that, where there's like this rebirth, right? There's like a death and a rebirth, a transformation that comes in with this. Now, there's this feeling of, Spirit used the word astrophysics. I feel like there's just this feeling of like defying gravity or like doing the impossible, right? I feel like you're going to get what you put into a situation in terms of reawakening, transforming, rewarding yourself. I feel like there's going to be this revealing or this revelation where you're going to see things for as they are. You're going to see the truth of the matter, and you're really going to be putting that past to the past. You're really going to be putting that past to bed, so to speak, right? And that is so very important in terms of your transformation and your rebirth, right? Because that is like a figurative like death of the old you. You still exist, right? You are going to be in this new improved version of you as you enter this new year. So this beautiful energy here for you, Leo. Overall advice, I just feel like Spirit is like, you good? You straight? Like they're showing me that dreidel, like, you good? You straight? It's like you went on the like merry-go-round like over and over and over again, and then got off and like decided, yeah, I'm gonna try this. Like I'm gonna try to walk across here without even giving myself a second. And so it's like they put you through the ringer, and you know, like all these situations they put you through the ringer, and now you're just like, I'm gonna take a deep breath here because like I don't want to do this anymore. I'm getting off this merry-go-round. Like I am done with that. What a joke. And so like it's like you've grown, and you know, like grown-ups really don't get on the merry-go-round, right? Like they don't get on the merry-go-round. Like we get on the carousel probably at Darien Lake where it's like a little bit slower and a little more relaxing on the horse, like but anyway, so advice for Leo for 2021 December, we have the Six of Pentacles come in with the Two of Pentacles. So there's really about like knowing your worth, finding your balance, right? With that, making a decision, not being stuck in indecision, and then knowing that you're not as stuck as you think you are, because you have that Eight of Swords. You're feeling like you're stuck, but you're really not stuck. You can literally walk out of the center of those swords. Those swords are your thoughts that are plaguing you, feeling like you can't, because you're telling yourself that you can't. The ego is telling you that you can't. Your mind is playing tricks on you, right? Don't let it do that to you. And so I feel like this is going to be, you know, a month in terms of, you know, what you need is going to be provided to you, right? Like all of these elements have to be put into place in order for you to make this transformation, right? I feel like Spirit's going to come in and surround you. You're going to be divinely protected, and it's going to give you a moment to just breathe, to find your center, and to tap into your strength, tap into your logic, to overcome some of these past situations and these barriers and these things that you think are there that are not real, right? Things that you're telling yourself that you can't do, things that you're saying, you know, are in place but aren't really there, like, you know, and you're gonna find out who the real you is, and who your true fans are, your true supporters are. And you know, I feel like where this feeling is like this is the end all be all, that's going to fall away, and you're going to realize that's not true. You're going to realize there's so much more out there for you. You haven't even began to scratch the surface, and you're going to see all of these possibilities open up, and you're going to be like, why didn't I think of this before? And it's because you had kept yourself in this little cage, and you're no longer allowing yourself to do that. You're this bird that like you realize, oh my gosh, the door has been open in this cage this whole time, and I've stayed in this cage. Like, it's time to fly. And so, you know, I feel like it's okay to ask for help through this whole process. If you need to ask for help, okay? And I feel like, you know, it's a time to kind of focus on your time management. Where are you putting your time? Where are you putting your energy? Is this worthy of your time and energy, right? And I feel as though, this balance will come in for you once you decide what is important to you and start putting your focus on that, make things a priority, make you a priority. You'll see it'll become really clear what is important and what is not, right? And so, I feel like that will really be very defining. It'll be a very defining moment in terms of ushering in new energies and creating this newer, improved version of you. So beautiful energy, beautiful reading here for you, Leo, for December. So I do so hope that this resonates for you. As always, take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you're interested in your own personal reading, I'd love to be able to do that for you. You can hit me up at that Square site posted in the description box below here on YouTube, or if you're catching me on the Facebook, it's pinned at the top of my Enchanted Emerald page. As always, I will be back with another read for you guys again soon. And if you know another Leo that is near and dear to your heart, please do share the reading so that they can benefit from hearing the message as well. And I hope everybody has a phenomenal week. Thank you so much. Take care.